want you off my mind. And on me, holding me closer than we've ever been before. This ain't a dream.
Hi you guys, it's BriaGabe, and today we're going to be talking about being a Shipt shopper. Okay, so some of you guys might not know what it is to be a Shipt shopper, just because it's not in a lot of areas, but it is in a good few areas or whatnot. It just recently came to my area last week, so that's when I started last week on the very first day. I had the second order for our area. So, let's start with what is it? What is a Shipt shopper? A Shipt shopper is a grocery delivery person, and we have certain stores in certain areas. In my area, we only do Target, but there are other areas that do other stores like Publix, H-E-B. Depending on your area, you would just sign up and see. So, when signing up to be a Shipt shopper, there are some things that you will need to have. You will need to have a valid ID, a car with insurance, of course, and it can take a little while. Well, mine took a little while because Shipt shopping wasn't here yet, so that's why it took a little while to get started and everything like that. The hours. So the hours are up to you. You will put yourself on the schedule, or if you don't put yourself on the schedule, some of the orders can come through to you, but you would have to accept it. But it wouldn't come up as a pop-up. It'd come up in the available orders tab, which I can show you guys. But yeah, so the time that it starts on mine specifically, the earliest time you can book is from 9 to 10. The latest time, I believe, is from 9 to 10 a.m. And then I believe 10 to 11 p.m. Let me check that. Hold on, you guys. Okay, so I was wrong. The latest time you can do is from 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. from what I'm seeing here. Even though before it wasn't that, it was 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, so that's the latest time you do it. You have them in 1 hour blocks. So say, for example, you get a 9 to 10. That means that you need to shop before 9. So say you need to shop at 8 o'clock, 8:30, depending on how many items it is. And then you'll deliver it by 9 to 10. I would suggest starting as early as possible. So if you have a 9 to 10, then you can get a 10 to 11 because you'll shop for the 9 to 10, drop the 9 to 10 order off at 9, go shop, and then you can drop the order off for 10 to 11. So that's just what I would recommend. Trying to always get there as early as possible because that helps a lot. So how's the pay? The pay is pretty good. So you get, for one, you get the percent of what the customers purchase. So you get, let me see if it'll tell me exactly how much. Okay, so I'm not seeing the percent, but you get a certain percent of the order. For example, I'll tell you one of mine. A person paid $246.84, and from that I got $23.51. So along with the order amount, they can choose to give you a tip. Most people tip on the app. For me, only about 2 or 3 people have given me a tip in cash, but I haven't had that many orders, so but yeah, so I think it's great. Payday is every Friday, so you get paid every Friday. The tips, if they give it to you on the app, then of course it goes with your check on the Friday. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? So when shopping with Shipt, what you want to make sure you bring along on every order would be your Shipt card, your phone. It's a smartphone because you need to have the app on there. Of course, your car because you have to drive to make the orders. The cooler bag, so the insulated bag, that's what they're called. So you need to make sure you have some insulated bags for the customers that have items that need to stay cold. a charger, because if you're out doing orders all day, your battery's gonna die. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. What I like to do, I have a car charger. You can have a car charger or a battery pack to keep your phone charged. So I have a car charger on my phone. That's where I scan everything and do that. If I'm talking to a customer, I like to do that from my watch, so that way I won't kill my phone battery by texting. I'll just text from my watch, and that way the batteries last a little longer. You will also need to wear your Shipt shirt so that the customers will know that you're with the grocery delivery service Shipt. Also, I'm going to tell you guys some things that I've learned from working here for like, not even 2 weeks yet, but yeah, that's besides the point. So what I've learned first is that on the app, it shows you if you need to substitute anything. Like, it'll say to contact the customer or don't substitute. Talking to the customer and keeping in contact is really, really helpful. Like, because sometimes the stores will be out of so much stuff. You'll be like, oh, man. So you'll talk to the customer, they'll be completely fine with it, and you just get something, you'll get what they want differently, right? So I do sometimes feel like bad because they don't have the stuff, but they just don't have it, so I can't do anything about it. What else have I learned? That, oh yeah, to organize your list, because there's a way to organize it. If you're a Shipt shopper, you know what I'm talking about, but the 3 little lines on the right side of the order, organize it by, make sure that cold foods are last, and like pets and household stuff, that's first. Organize like that. Make sure you go over the list so you can be like, okay, well, these are the areas I need to hit first because blah blah blah, whatever. So yes, I definitely recommend that. I'd recommend always having a pen, because with the tax exempt, you do need to sign and give that back to them. That's like important. You have to do that. Yeah. And then of course, not leaving the store until the order is finished being processed. You guys. And like, it's not just, sometimes you do make mistakes. Like on one of my orders last week, there was a cul-de-sac, and I didn't know cul-de-sacs had the same number for different streets, but it was dark, whatever. I pulled up to the house, and I called the lady, and I told her I was there. And she said, okay, the shoot's coming. She was on her way. So I... You sprayed that stuff?
No.
So I let her know that I was coming and everything. Wait, 10 minutes, and after those 10 minutes, she wasn't there, so I called her back. I asked, is it fine for me to leave the package on your front steps? She said, okay. So I left them on the steps, I left, went home, and she called me back. She was like, oh, I haven't got my package yet. I was like, what do you mean? I left them on your front steps. That's when she decided to tell me that she didn't have front steps. I was like, oh, well, I'll come back, and we'll get it straightened out. So I went back. Turns out I left it on the door of the wrong cul-de-sac area. So I had to grab it and take it back to her. Which of course is fine, because you know, you have to do it. But it's not like there's not just no mess ups. Normally I try to keep everything in one area, unless I have something like dog food, then I put that in my trunk. I have an Equinox, so I put like dog food or cat food or anything like that, I put it in the trunk. And then anything that's food or anything like that, I keep in the front seat. I do that because it makes it harder for me to forget anything in the car. If I put everything in the front seat, then I'll know that I got everything out of the front seat. So I try to do that as much as I can, to make sure that nothing gets left behind. How I feel about it, I like the Shipt shopping a lot. I've only taken about 12 orders total. I was reading up on different things, and it did say that it can take a little while for your metro to get established before you're getting constant orders and everything, which is completely fine. I have time to wait. I have time. I do have a referral code if you guys do want to try it or shop it. It's BriaGabe, BriaGabe, right here. And yeah, so that's pretty much everything about Shipt shopping. It's a fun experience. I like it because my day job, I sit down all day. So for Shipt shopping, then I'm walking around the whole time, except for, of course, when I'm driving. So it helps me kind of balance it out, I'd say, so that I'm not sitting down too much and I'm still getting a nice little workout in or whatnot. If you guys would like to see me doing a Shipt shopping trip, you guys want to come along or anything like that, let me know by leaving a comment below. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel so you can see that video. And I will see you guys next time.
The world should end tomorrow, and we only have today.